fragile optimism did not last for long on Wall Street. The stock market is facing another sell-off today. And InstaForex analysts are ready to shed light on the market developments today. The glitch on the New York Stock Exchange yesterday disrupted trading since opening. The benchmark stock indexes closed mixed on a Tuesday. The Dow Jones was the only index to log a modest growth of 104 points or 0.31%. The Nasdaq slipped by 0.27%, and the S&P 500 closed almost flat at about 4,016 points. The major stock indexes opened today on a pessimistic note. Futures of Wall Street indexes traded in the red in the New York pre-market. Pessimism could escalate after the opening bell. If the S&P 500 fails to settle at 3,980, it's running the risk of falling to 3,910 points. The upper border of the corridor is found at 4,020 points. On Tuesday, investors took little notice of mixed corporate reports, being scared by the glitch on the New York Stock Exchange, which triggered wild price swings of some blue-chip stocks, thus playing havoc with the markets. All in all, more than 250 stocks suffered from the error. For example, Morgan Stanley closed at $97.13 on Monday and slumped by 13% to $84.92 on Tuesday. Wells Fargo shares also plummeted by 15%. On the other hand, Walmart shares jumped by 12% to $159.88 apiece. Among other companies which incurred losses were ExxonMobil, McDonald's, and 3M. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is investigating the issue. The exact amount of losses is not clear yet, but brokers and retail traders must have incurred huge losses, and the stocks listed on the New York Stock Exchange are traded on all 16 stock markets across the United States. The shares of Intercontinental Exchange, the New York Stock Exchange's owner, fell by 2.2%. Among the 11 sectors of the S&P 500, the manufacturing companies recorded the heaviest losses. 3M Co. and General Electric provided gloomy forecast for 2023 amid high inflation. 3M shares lost 6.2%, but General Electric shares rose by 1.2%. Alphabet shares tumbled by 2.1% after the U.S. Justice Department filed a lawsuit against Google for the abuse of its dominance in the digital advertising. Following the corporate reports, aerospace and defense companies Lockheed Martin and Raytheon climbed by 1.8% and 3.3%, respectively. The railway operator Union Pacific shed 3.3%. Microsoft added more than 4% after its report, but later fell by 1%. The high-tech giant unveiled financial records which prove resilience despite the alien economy. The company owes its strength to its cloud diversion. According to Refinitiv, Microsoft revenue expanded by 2% to $52.7 billion in the final quarter of 2022, smaller than the expected growth of $52.9 billion. Slower than expected revenue growth in the final quarter signals troubled times for other high-tech giants. Apple and Alphabet are due to report on their earnings next week. Other companies with mega market capitalization are also overwhelmed by pessimism. The shares of Apple, Tesla, Amazon, and Meta traded lower in the pre-market. Analysts estimate that the aggregate profit of the companies in the S&P 500 was 2.9% lower than in the previous quarter. On the plus side, weak results in the corporate reports could confirm the efficiency of the Fed's aggressive tightening. Later today, Tesla and IBM will provide their reports. Meanwhile, the currency market is trading quietly. The US dollar has been stuck at around 102 points mark. The index is likely to trade in the intraday corridor between 101.50 and 102.30. The greenback regained its footing today, having climbed to 202 points. Quiet trading could be explained by the fact that market participants are sitting on the sidelines of the Fed's policy meeting. Traders are betting on the rate hike by 25 basis points next Wednesday. Still, they prefer to avoid risky bets. In the 2 days ahead, market participants will observe the flash US GDP data and the fresh statistics on the labor market. On Tuesday, traders found out that business activity in the United States declined in January for 7 months straight, though a slowdown in the manufacturing and service sectors worsened to a lesser extent for the first time since September. The signs of a slowdown could ensure the US Fed to soften its rhetoric. Amid such expectations, the US dollar index has slumped by more than 11% from the 20-year high of 114.78 notched in September. There are no preconditions for the greenback's growth so far. The Canadian dollar is trading under low volatility. The USD CAD pair inched down by 0.03% to trade at 1.3365. And today, the Bank of Canada's policy decision is sure to fuel sharp moves in the currency pair. The USD CAD pair is expected to trade in the intraday corridor between 1.3270 and 1.3450. Canada's Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland said on Tuesday that she would stick to a flexible approach to the state budget on the back of uncertainty in the global economy. Last autumn, the official promised not to complicate the central bank's fight against high inflation. The annual CPI still tops 6%, 3 times as high as the target level of 2%. The Bank of Canada will announce its decision on the interest rates later on Wednesday. The regulator is projected to raise interest rates by 25 basis points to 4.50%, the highest level in 15 years. Investors will be lured to the statement by Tiff McLam. The Bank of Canada will publish the minutes on February 8. And today the loonie might both rise and fall depending on the policy update. Oil prices are fluctuating softly today. Brent crude shed 0.08% to trade at $86.05 a barrel, and WTI logged a 0.1% uptick following a 1.8% fall on Tuesday. The crypto market is trading under pressure today. Bitcoin skidded below $22,500 intraday and rebounded later on. The token shed 0.9% to trade at $22,700. Popular altcoins are trading mixed. All in all, the crypto is able to stay afloat at around the highs conquered in 2023. The correlation with the high-tech sector adds to volatility. Hence, weak corporate results of the high-tech giants affect sentiment among crypto investors. In the worst-case scenario, Bitcoin will hardly retest $22,500 and decline to $22,000. The optimistic scenario suggests a climb to $23,500. Such borders are defined for sharp price swings. With a quiet information background, Bitcoin will trade within a tighter corridor. InstaForex analysts provide you with the accurate forecast and the quality market analysis. See you online tomorrow.